Alright, my name is John Bryan. We're here to discuss the Module 2 discussions, specifically the DML triggers video for SQL Server, Part 43. In the video, the instructor wanted us to discuss the contents of the DML triggers video and what you might use a trigger for and how you create them. In the video, he talks about three different types of triggers: the DDL or data definition language triggers, the DML data manipulation language triggers, and the logon triggers. Specifically, he focuses on DML triggers. DML triggers would be the most popular type of triggers that you might use on a database. They cover insert, updates, and deletes. Whenever an insert, update, or delete is done, there's two types of triggers that could fire: an instead of trigger or an after trigger. In the video, he focuses on after triggers. After triggers would be a trigger that fires whenever an insert, update, or delete is done. The trigger fires after that action. An instead of trigger would occur whenever an insert, update, or delete is attempted. The trigger fires instead of that action on the table. Triggers can be thought of as special types of stored procedures. Stored procedure can be used instead of a trigger to implement the same functionality, but triggers are a simpler way of doing the same action. It's a built-in SQL way of triggering some action on another table whenever one table is inserted, updated, or deleted. In the video example, he uses a table of employees. Whenever an employee is added to the table, he wants to record a audit data in a log that states that records the employee's ID and the employee's and the date and time the employee was added. To do that, he uses an after insert trigger. Okay, so we're discussing the temporary special insert and deleted tables that SQL Server provides for a trigger. Whenever a trigger is fired on a specific table, the tuple that is inserted goes into the insert table, or if it's deleted, it goes into the deleted table. And you can use that data to take action in the trigger, just perhaps store it in a log like they're doing in the example video. That's pretty much it for the video on DML triggers. He goes over a deleted action, which is about the same as the inserted, except he's deleting an employee and recording the fact that he deleted the employee and date and time that it was done. It's pretty much the same kind of a trigger example. So that concludes my discussion of the video. Now I wanted to discuss what triggers could be used for. Triggers are used to automate manipulation of data on a table when some other table's data is manipulated by a user action. So you take one table, if that table is inserted, updated, or deleted, you could have a trigger that fires and then inserts something in another table or manipulates something in another table as a result of the manipulation of the first table. They can be used to enforce integrity constraints to keep all your data in sync across your tables. They can also be used to log historical data, or like in the example video, they log the fact that a certain action employee had been added or deleted. So that's what they can be used for. How you create a trigger, I wrote up a little bit of syntax here. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but we have create trigger, and then you would have your table name. So you'd have in the video they call it TR underscore and then table name underscore and then they do for insert. So that'd be for an insert on, and then you put your table name again here to define what table you're creating this trigger on, and then you say for insert, so that SQL Server knows that whenever something is inserted in this table, this trigger is supposed to fire. And you have as, begin, and where the ellipsis is where you would put your actual action that the trigger is taking, and then end. That concludes my video discussion for Module 2. Hope you enjoyed it.